Hi, everybody, and welcome to Curwood Festival Heritage Parade on this June the 2nd, 1984. Now, when you see this on your favorite Cox Cable TV channel, it may not be June the 2nd. It obviously isn't. But we welcome you in any case. It's a beautiful day for once. We got a gorgeous parade day here. Officials estimating 100,000 people at our Heritage Festival Parade today. And right next to me here is Bob Minarik, who will be helping me tell the story about the parade for you on the television this afternoon or evening as you may be watching it. Welcome aboard, Bob.
Thank you, Art.
And in just a moment, we'll get started with Festival Parade 84. Hope you'll stay with us. We've never had a more beautiful day for a parade in Owosso. At this moment, at least, there is nothing threatening in the way of rain. That's nice.
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, last year, you might recall, about 3/4 of the way through, we did get a little bit damp, but it looks excellent today. The temperature is great, and we're expecting even better, warmer temperatures tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and that's hard to believe because I thought it was a cold front that we were getting. In any case, I think we're in great shape. I see our parade chairman, Bill Phillips, is down here now, and he is smiling broadly, and that only means that everything must be in readiness, and he's pleased with the weather, and everything ought to be go. We have a tremendous number of entrants in the parade today. 127 on my sheet, Bob, if they're still up to date and they don't make any changes during the course of it. And you may know that that can happen. And
Bill has just mentioned that we're up to about 129. We had a unit come in from Ann Arbor, the Wheelmen, and they're an excellent group. You're going to really like them.
Now, at 2 o'clock, we heard a report of a cannon which was shot off at the intersection of Dewey and Main Streets, and that was the indication to us way down here at City Hall and anywhere else that they could hear it, that, in fact, the parade was about to begin. And, in fact, that has happened, and some of you who may have your radios on now or be down in that proximity to Dewey and Main Street may be able to witness some of the first things that we will see. And there will be representation from not only this community, but all over Michigan, really.
Also, Ohio. There's some groups here from Ohio also today, Art.
That's cool. That's cool. As long as they leave the football team home, we're okay. I want to mention our judges while I can, Bob. Yes. We're going to have a lot to do once the parade units get down past the reviewing stand here. Right on the reviewing stand, from whence we broadcast, are some other people I want to mention. One of them is Ellie Phillips, who is the wife of parade chairman Bill Phillips, and Ellie is assisting tremendously in the preparation of this taping for television and broadcast because she keeps the parade list updated as they get the information from the point where it all originates via two-way radio. And she brings us up to date and keeps everything in order for us and tries to keep us from saying something we didn't mean.
That's right.
Profanities excluded.
Right.
I anticipate that. Also here on the reviewing stand are the judges located here at Water and Main Street, and just down next to us, Bob, a guy I know rather well. He's been my boss for 112 years now, of the 111 years that I've worked there. And Merrill Walker, President General Manager of Owosso Broadcasting Company, otherwise known as WOAP. Right next to him is a lady that I've known since I was in high school, Bob, and I would like to think of her as one of my second or third mothers. She is a dear, sweet lady from the community of Chesaning. She has gone through the chairs in the Chesaning Showboat, which is one of the outstanding events in Central Michigan, and is now serving on the Chesaning Showboat Festival Committee as one of their persons, if you will. Her name is Kay Wilcox. And, of course, they've got a big parade up there, I think July the 8th, and Showboat takes place 9 through the 13th, and it's a really big deal. And also, Kay is associated with Barrett Real Estate up there. Kay is one of these gals who's got her fingers into everything. She's just a busy lady, and she makes tremendous cookies.
We have a lot of people like that here in Owosso, too.
Yeah, for sure. And next to Kay, down at the far end, is Mike Davis. He is Assistant Purchasing Agent at the Mitchell Corporation, one of the fine manufacturing concerns in our community. Mike, wave your hand to the audience so they know who you are. And now these three people are going to be making judgments relative to the merits of the various floats and entrants in the parade in the various categories that exist. Such things as best overall float, amateur float, professional floats, best marching units, best band other than a high school band, novelty units, equestrian. That's a hard word to say.
Yes, it is. We have a lot of everything, as a matter of fact, Art, this year, and good variety. Several new units that have not been here before, and some old, a particular old one that you're going to really like that's back for the first time in 5 years.
Oh, really?
From Toledo, Ohio, I believe it is. Can't think of it. It's the clowns of some sort. Well, we have also found out that the one of our favorites, the Scottville Clown Band, had a breakdown in Grand Rapids.
Oh, no.
They're number 39. However, they are on their way. We have no idea where they'll show up in the parade, but they said they're going to get here, so knowing that group, you don't know where they're going to be anyway. So.
Well, listen, they're a bunch of clowns when they're performing, so
That's
we may
right.
not be able to tell there's anything different.
Right.
Now we can look from our vantage point and see that the parade is entering the downtown area. They are at about Park in Main Street right now, and they will be led, if you will, by the Shiawassee County law enforcement agencies, and we'll tell you more about that as I get closer. I wish I could see a time and temperature sign so I could read the temp right now, but it's got to be in the high 70s.
It has to be. It's an extremely warm day.
This is the kind of weather we, read about in the Florida Chamber of Commerce ads, and here it is. By the way, Mr. Owosso candidates no doubt will be involved in this somewhere, won't they, Bob?
I believe they are, Art, and we might want to mention those at this time. First of all, representing the Shiawassee United Way is John Adams. Oh, they are going to be in a parade.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be, he tells me, Bill tells me about 10A.
We'll announce them when they come through then.
Okay, well, I just would mention something about them now if I can, Bob, because we're not going to have time to say all their names when the time comes. But one of the things I think you need to know is that these people who are vying for the candidate or for the title of Mr. Owosso are really working to raise money for their favorite charity. United Way is represented by John Adams. Bill Fromholz is representing the Association for Retarded Citizens, and Jeff Gindelsberger is with COVE. That's the Council on Violent Encounters, an organization that exists in this community because there is a need and because, believe it or not, there are some people who tend to be violent and unkind to their fellow person, unfortunately, and the need exists for somebody to deal with counseling with these kind of problems. And so Jeff is representing that, and 80% of the money he raises goes to that organization. The other 20% stays in the festival to help finance the project. Paul Hood of Elks Handicapped Children's Fund, another just tremendous organization. Jerry Idle for the Owosso Choir Boosters and the Heritage Footbridge. Bob Marsh with the Owosso Band Boosters. Bob tells me he's going to win. He keeps saying that. We'll find out tonight at the tent. And Dan Pierce of Hospice of Shiawassee County, another marvelous organization of volunteers, among all of those organizations of volunteers that make such a tremendous impact in the betterment of our community. Now, for those of you at and near the reviewing stand, you can see the Shiawassee County law enforcement agencies approaching, led by the Sheriff, Jim LaJoy, on one side, and by members of the Owosso Police Department, Ward Kuhn, among those driving the lead vehicles here, right out front and ushering the events to begin for those of us now in the heart of downtown Owosso. It's great to see you and to be able to welcome these people and the beginning of our parade.
Okay, Art, also approaching is the Shiawassee County Sheriff Posse. There's our 20 mounted officers under the direction of Drill Captain Art Turner.
And they're looking sharp as usual. And you just can't take for granted the skills involved and also the preparation of these beautiful animals. They are so gorgeous.
For those on radio, they have saddle blankets, which are beige, I guess, with red and a beige star.
And here comes the 144th Military Police Academy. This is Owosso's own Military Police Academy, the National Guard unit located at the Armory just up the street from us right here. They are now facing the reviewing stand and the judges, and they are looking sharp, presenting arms. And let's see if we can hear their signals. Turn my radio down here for you. Having saluted the reviewing stand and the judges, they are proceeding now carrying the American flag and the Michigan flag.
Okay, Art, and approaching is our Grand Marshal this year, James S. Miner. Owosso Attorney James Miner, founder of the Shiawassee River Association, of the original Shiawassee River Days, and of the River Walkway between Owosso and Corunna, is our Grand Marshal of the 1984 Curwood Festival Heritage Parade. As project director of the Shiawassee River Days, he has been the moving force in the actual work of the river cleanup, reinforcement, and beautification. He was riding in a 1971 Excalibur owned by Walt Taylor and driven by his daughter, Debbie Taylor.
And I was pleased to hear the applause for Jim. And audience, when you see something you like, be sure and tell them with your applause. They want to know that you care. A beautiful entry, this beautiful automobile. Chris Mitchell, Mayor Pro Tem, riding aboard. She's Mayor Pro Tem, as I said, and she's in an 82 Riviera convertible from Riverside Pontiac Buick, and it's driven by Denise Phillips, and it's nice to see them. I'm sure something we're very proud of.
Yes, sir, and I'm sure you can probably already hear them. The Owosso High School Trojan Marching Band, 140 in the group, directed by Monty Sheetlow and assisted by Carl Knight. In the 36 years they have competed in the Holland Tulip Festival, they have received 34 superior ratings. They have been guest featured band at Michigan State, Western Michigan.
Fantastic thrill to hear them perform. From the Holland show, as they do every year, and it's always well attended and very exciting. Well, Miss Curwood 84 is coming in our Curwood Festival float. Sandy Poplinski in attendance, Mary Spaniola and Kelly Swan. Give them a hand, everybody. Let them know you love them. Miss Curwood and her attendants will represent the Curwood Festival and other parades throughout Michigan. Floral decorations are furnished by Sunnyside Florists, and it's so nice to see you.
Gorgeous.
You can just stop right here.
Take one of those home to Mother, right?
Yeah. Honey. Well, we're getting some help from the audience.
And we also have in front of us right now the Owosso Knights of Columbus Color Guard, the Robert L. Flynn Assembly, number 511, made up of members of the 4th degree.
And a car with the name U.S. Congressman Don L. Basta on it. I watched Don on Late Night America last night on national television on the public channel for 30 minutes with his host Dennis Holy, and it was quite interesting. And of course they dealt with some very interesting subjects. And let's continue and see what we got here.
Okay, Art, we now have 3 antique cars carrying the previous Curwood Queens. Previous Curwood Queens are riding in a 1912 Overland touring car, a 1912 Rio touring car, and a 1915 Oakland touring car, all of which are owned by Bob Hasselback.
And I recognize Don Flynn, and here's Karen Adams. And that's still number 10. I'm looking to see who's in there. We have someone. No. Mr. Schmidt. Hi, Steve. Is driving. I don't see the queen. I think maybe Vanessa couldn't make it, but at least she's represented here. But Vanessa Neuendorf, we're talking about, who was our first festival queen. And let's see, we want to mention the Shiawassee County Medical Care Facility, King and Queen, Queen Myra Keene, 82 years young, single. She loves plants and cats. She's an artist in oil painting and feltograms. King Russell Joslin is 75 years young, and he's married, and his wife's name is Marion, and they retired from American Spring Company in Holly, Michigan in 1973. They're coming along right now in a 1974 Cadillac Eldorado owned by the Young family. of Young Olds Cadillac, and they're sponsored by the Owosso Shiawassee Kiwanis Club. And here they come.
There's the king and queen.
Scratch 14. And we're getting some messages here to scratch certain items. So there goes Russell and Myra. Let's give them a hand here at the reviewing stand.
For those of you that have programs, you can scratch number 11 at this point. We'll try to keep you right up to date here.
And now what we should hear coming is the Flint Scottish Bagpipe Band. They're down the street from us just a little bit yet. The color guard is well out in front with the Canadian flag, the American flag, and apparently their own coat of arms. On my visit, we're in good hands here, Bob. We have the chief of police here in front of us protecting us.
Gary Jankovic, they've done a great job this week to handle this crowd.
Oh, boy, what a job it has been. It has to have been.
Gary might have to give all the officers a vacation next week. He's smiling. He's going to take the vacation.
Well, let's shot that. The Flint Scottish Pipe Band under the direction of Pipe Major Jim Murray wearing the McKenzie Seaport tartan.
Association for Retarded Citizens of Shiawassee County.
Parent group dedicated to assure the developed mentally disabled people are given every opportunity to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as guaranteed everyone by the United States Constitution. ARC promotes and monitors all programs which touch the lives of handicapped people.
And we're getting a message that some things are changed in order here. Our event that was to be 15 is now moved way down. In any case, we'll move on with what's coming up here close. I see a former Mr. Owosso approaching, I do believe. Previous Mr. Owossos and contestants from the 1984 Mr. Owosso title. And Bob Campbell, 1983, Mr. Owosso. I see Pudge Hahn coming. Oh, and here comes the contestants for this year.
No soliciting, sir.
What is that line? We don't want any. Those guys are working for their Mr. Owosso title, and of course you win it by getting the most money. That's right. It's very political. The dollars speak well.
We have now unit number 17, the Bishop Murphy Assembly Color Guard. Knights of Columbus Bishop Murphy Color Corps of Bay City were runners-up in the 1983 Knights of Columbus State Competition. Last year they participated in 6 parades, won Best Drill Unit in Linwood Pickle Festival and Auburn Corn Festival parades. Also won G.I. Joe's Award, Best Color Guard in the Curwood Festival Heritage Parade in 82 and 83.
And they look sharp, there's no doubt. Having saluted the reviewing stand, they're proceeding westbound now. The parade route, for those of you who may not know or be listening from out of town right now, extends from roughly Dewey in Maine westward to Chipman in Maine. And approaching us now is State Senator Ellen Cropsey in a open-top convertible, looking happy and picking up a little tan. Finally got outdoors, huh, Al? Hi, Al.
Yeah, we have a lot of money down here, this group.
Hey, all right, we have a short pause here as the next group is performing down the street, the Michigan Road Riders, and we'll describe them as soon as they get up here.
Good time to remind our listening audience on the radio and those of you here and particularly those of you who are witnessing this event live, when you see something that pleases you, show the same by putting your hands together and making a real happy noise.
Yes,
They really do appreciate it.
The groups do appreciate that they traveling long distances to be applauded. Okay, now we now have approaching the Michigan Road Riders, the biggest and best group of motorcyclists in Michigan. Over 600 members and over $250,000 in bikes and equipment on parade. In 1982, they won the Judges Award at the Baldwin Troutorama Parade.
Oh, they are classy-looking machines. I would hate to have to pick up the tab on any one of those at a time. I see some Hondas, and oh, gee, isn't that a beautiful thing? Maroon, my favorite color. And they are doing some maneuvers, and there seems to be quite a few husband and wife combinations coming through on these vehicles. Some of them are towing trailers, and there's even a clown.
I've tried to count them, but they're still coming. There must be close to 50, it appears.
Yeah, I'm glad they're not all angry at us. Wouldn't you feel like you were being raided by the Fifth Army or something? A lot of vehicles here. And very quiet, you notice?
Yes, they are very quiet.
The days have changed from the real loud motorcycles of the 50s when I was a kid. They're really very sophisticated machines, very roadworthy type machines. This broadcast on WOAP Radio is being brought to you by Universal Electric Company, a leading manufacturer of fractional horsepower motors whose products are now in 7 out of every 9 American homes. And I'll bet you even more than that in the Central Michigan area here, where we are so proud to be a part of the Universal family. They are the largest employer here in Shiawassee County and specialists in the heating, ventilating, and air conditioning industry, in case you didn't know that, even though you may have lived here. From the Davison Chamber of Commerce, we'll be seeing Miss Davison, and I'll tell you more. She's coming up shortly now in a beautiful red Corvette and a beautiful red dress. I'd rather look at the dress, even though the Corvette does have appeal. Motorcycles are beginning to move past the reviewing stand now. They've been holding up. Parade is not moving at a very rapid pace. I remember last year we couldn't get everything said, and this year it seems to be moving a little slower. And I guess personally I like that because I get more chance to look at them.
Well, that's true. And yes, and last year, of course, they were all looking at the clouds in the west and moving right along. This year,
no kidding.
No problem.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. Don't say
that. It's a long
that.
parade.
No, don't say that, Art.
It is going to be a long parade with 129 units. That's more than we had last year by a bunch, isn't it? I think it is. Well, it's a delight to have you with us in any case, wherever you may be, live or on television tape or on the radio, whatever it may be. Miss Davison is beginning to approach us now, and her name is Michelle McLean. And is she a beautiful lady, or is she a beautiful lady? I give you two choices.
And that's a really pretty red dress she's wearing in a red Corvette. Very pretty.
That is for sure. And we have another vehicle coming. I suppose you should read this one, Bob. This one would be very painful for me. The call letters don't sound like
I'll handle this one, Art.
Yes, all right.
We have next unit, WWCK 105 FM, the Pete Mattis Show Float. The Pete Mattis Show of WWCK. Listen to them on Sunday starting at 6 a.m. Riding in the car is WWCK Gorilla. He is controlled by Misty and Holly Saltman of Otisville. They attend the Lakeville schools. They won first place at the 1983 Saginaw Festival and third place at the GM Parade in Flint.
I wonder if they know the Gorilla song. You know, Gorilla My Dreams. Not too good, huh? Okay, Pete, don't use it then. They are riding in a neat convertible and getting rid of some balloons as they go. The sky's going to be filled with them to the north of Owosso. Here comes a very beautiful vehicle. This is the King and Queen of the Owosso Shiawassee Council on Aging Center. King is Lucius Savage and the Queen is Myrtle DeWitt. And they are enjoying this, I am quite sure. They're driving a 1929 replica Mercedes touring car, and the people driving it are Mr. and Mrs. E. Garner Wyndham. Duran, King and Queen, Dick and Edith Parks are riding in a 1962 Cadillac, and it's driven by Mr. Ackerman, and there it comes. That is a beautiful car. I can't believe that's 1962. And welcome, Duran Council on Aging, King and Queen. Nice to see you, too.
Not a spot on it, Art.
No, and they look pretty fresh and
Yes, they
chipper,
do.
too. Look like they've been through the paint shop.
Well, that's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay, we also have next the Belvedere, unit number 23, Belvedere, 1923 Hudson coach, owned by Pam and Van Carlson of Owosso. Also with them are Councilman Roy White and his wife Joyce.
Yeah, and I remember him for last year.
Hi, Roy.
You didn't bring me anything to drink again. Oh, gee. For a glass of ice water, Bob.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We'll need one.
Yes, indeed. Well, another Harvest Festival in the territory coming later this year, the Oakley Brady Harvest Festival, Queen and Float. The Queen is Margaret Milrick. Court is Holly Wesley and Marcy Devereaux. Princes, Maureen Devereaux, and the festival is held August the 10th, 11th, and 12th of 1984. And everybody from the Oakley Brady area would love to see all of us from this area and wherever you came from to invade their community on those 3 days and enjoy the festivities.
Glad to have you here, girls.
You can stay in town as long as you want. Okay. The speaker's out down there. Also, let's see what's coming here, Bob.
Okay, we have a street rod, a 1923 T Roadster, owned by Bob Vestula of Shaftsburg, Michigan, Lansing Custom Auto Show winner.
We got a speaker out down on that end.
And not far away from us now, facing west the parade route on Main Street, comes the Corona Cavalier Marching Band, another fine group, 116 strong under the leadership of Lyle Brooks, and Dave Lee, of course, assists. They've won first place at the Holland Tulip Festival 21 of the last 22 years and have won the U of M band competition, and each year they host a marching band invitational. Drum major is Mitzi Leica, the flag captain is Julie Gall. And our best to Lyle into the band, another fine-looking Cavalier Marching Band coming up now, and I'll turn up the microphone for that, and we'll see if we can hear it. Family member driving the automobile.
15 came in here. Go back to 15.
Oh, Ben, 15.
And coming up very soon now will be Ponies Festival, but let's get to 15 here.
Yeah, we had 15 in here. They fired the cannon out that set the parade. Started the whole parade off. The 4th Battalion Artillery, 18th century unit of 1781 to 1783. The gun is a British light 6-powdered battalion field gun used in North America from 1775 until Civil War time. And that is a gorgeous gun.
And if they shoot it off now, there's going to be somebody in trouble.
Yes.
The car following it, for one. The Danish Festival. Miss Danish Festival Queen, Molly Drake. Court, Bonnie Larson, Amy Gerke, Wendy Majors, and Maria Tower are approaching now, and it's a beautiful sight.
All right, it's a gorgeous float done in red and white with gold trim on the back in the shape of a crown. The girls are wearing red dresses, black vests, I guess you'd call them. Welcome to Owosso, girls.
From Greenville, Michigan, up M57, about 50 miles west of here. Nice to have them on board. And following the festival group comes the Shiawassee Freewheelers Bike Club, localing surrounding area bicycle riders, meeting Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock behind the Owosso Fire Station for fun and recreation. Doug Martin is their leader, and I have a member of my family that rides with that group quite often, and she's my bride. And I don't see her out there today. I think she's somewhere else watching. She's not there, no. Wow, she let you down. Good grief. But anyway, they're looking spry and chipper, and they ride all kinds of great distances and have a lot of fun. Maybe some year I get to go with them. Something that I think is popular, and you see it in all parades, and that is something coming up now, the Mid-Michigan Old Gas Tractors Association. Maybe you'd like to tell them more about it, Bob, when it gets here.
Okay, Art. Art, why is it getting a little cloudy?
Oh, it's just
Nothing to worry about, right?
No, it's something to worry about, but just ignore it as long as we can.
Okay, Art, we have approaching now the Mid-Michigan Old Gas Tractors Association. 100 members celebrating their 10th anniversary this year. Special events are planned for their anniversary show August 17th, 18th, and 19th at the corner of Ferdinand and Brennan Roads in Oakley.
We're seeing John Deere's and Standard 88, and I guess that would be an Oliver, wouldn't it? Is that an Oliver, sir? Yeah, I thought so. And you're taxing my memory. Here comes an Alice Chalmers, if I remember the orange color properly, and then an international...
Case.
Oh, that's a case, I'm sorry. And then an international farm oil unit that goes back to about the vintage of when I was a kid, I think.
I'm not a farmer, but I was told that was a case.
You're a case.
And you're the farmer.
Uh-huh, I was once. I grew a potato once. It was in my ear. Universal Electric Company, leading manufacturer of fractional horsepower motors, has 5 manufacturing facilities located across the United States with 13 domestic sales offices and 7 in Canada, and they are proud to bring you this broadcast live on WOAP Radio. Owosso. And unless you're listening to it other than June the 2nd, and then you're hearing it on Cox Cable TV, the public access channel, thanks to Cox Cable TV people. And by the way, to our friend Gary Strauss up here from Video Tech Center, who's doing the taping and working hard to make sure you get all the pictures. Now I've lost my place. Oh, down the street from us a little bit yet. We're still watching the tractors. There is an oldie but goodie, a 1936 Oliver. It's owned by Don Dickinson. That is a tractor that goes back a whole bunch, obviously. It's part of the Mid-Michigan Old Gas Tractor Association. And then we've got an old one hauling another old one, which is called a twin row. I don't know if that was in the plan or they just carried the emergency equipment with them. The second guy, you could say he's chained by something there. Now what's happening? Ah, the color guard of the American Legion.
Yeah, we have 7 members from Owosso Post 57 under the leadership of Robert Huska. I said 7, that's what it said. There are only 6.
Well,
I was not asked to count on this job.
that's what you call a typographical error. And next coming, the Voyager number 756, 40 at 8, Shiawassee County. It's selected members of the American Legion Posts 57 and 242 of Owosso and Langsburg. And they do their work in, due to their work in participation in Legion activities and programs, they won membership awards in '84, state and national nurses training awards, and busy bunch of people.
Okay, all right, we have the Owosso Junior High School Marching Band approaching right now. Hometown Junior High Marching Band, 160 strong, rated #1 this year at the Band Festival. Have received superior ratings at festivals for the last 5 years.
And a proud and rightfully so, Carl Knight leading the group this afternoon. Hi, Carl.
I believe they may even play something for us here real quick. Yes.
These kids are decked out in purple and white, which is the school color.
Never forget, the first year they marched. They marched in the first festival parade.
Right.
And they were a knockout. Nobody could believe that.
The judges were so impressed they wanted to give them an award.
Exactly. And the whistle blows and we're about to hear music, and pom-pom girls are going to do a routine. And we're going to watch and listen.
Yes, we are. Smile. Smile. Smile, girls.
that's what makes it work. And these, by the way, are 7th and 8th graders. And there they go. They're going to march out. They got behind now. They're going to catch up fast. Carl's moving fast.
Okay, thank you, Carl.
Proud group, and they're going to be on their way here now. As we are on our way to more activity in this Curwood Festival Heritage Parade 1984. This heritage.
Yeah. That's nice, isn't it?
Okay, Art, we have now approaching the Chesaning Showboat float, or entry. Chesaning Showboat starring Tennessee Ernie Ford, July 9th through the 15th. And on the float are Queen Natalie Sutter and her court, Danielle Stast and Sally Ann Chrysler.
You know what I'll bet you? I'll bet you everybody in Chesaning are growing peas, because when Tennessee Ernie Ford comes to town, they got themselves a pea picker.
And for those of you on the radio, that's a replica of the Chesaning Showboat with red trim all over it.
Yeah, it's a sharp boat, and I used to ride that boat, you know. One time I was an inn man, and that was the end, man. They found out how bad I sang, that was it.
I was wondering.
Oh, never again. But it's fun, great fun. Used to eat watermelon all the time. Oh well, those days are gone forever. The National Cherry Queen is here. National Cherry Queen is Angel Dunn. This is a 1966 red Corvair, and it's owned by Mike Kohenig.
And Art, I had the opportunity to talk with Angel earlier this morning, and she looks as good in her other clothes as she does dressed up like that.
Done in red to match the car, with wire wheels and the whole deal.
We did it some humor.
Cancel the humor. Bob Minarik, my co-host this afternoon on this broadcast, brought to you by Universal Electric Company, Shiawassee County's largest employer with over 500,000 square feet of manufacturing facilities. Grand Chapter of Michigan Order of Eastern Star approaching us now. Beautiful machine, too. Catherine Erb, worthy Grand Matron from Livonia, Michigan, is among those riding. George Gary, worthy Grand Patron, is from Acme, Michigan. The Michigan Grand Chapter was organized in 1867, and it was the first Grand Chapter of the world to be organized. The local chapter is Abigail 206, Owosso. The Order of Eastern Star is the largest fraternal group in the world. Larry and Betty Coy on board, driving their beautiful Chevrolet convertible in green. Got your radio on? Very good. All is well. Now it says Scottsville Clown Band, but those clowns they got hung up in Grand Rapids. They think they stopped for a little refreshment.
Yes, they very well could have. But at the same time, we do have number 40, the Kiwanis Village Senior Citizen.
Oh, we've got the chapter of Eastern Star. We've got more of Eastern Star.
Everyone's entitled to one mistake.
Yes, and that was yours. I've got one coming.
Yes, you do. You
For the rest of my life.
Sorry, ladies.
It doesn't look like the clown band, I know that.
No, it certainly doesn't. These are very nice-looking ladies and gentlemen from the Eastern Star.
Yeah, and we already mentioned their names and almost incorrectly identified where they were located, I guess.
Yes. Can I now say that the Kiwanis Village is now approaching?
It is indeed.
Senior Citizen Village, North Owosso on North M52. Manager Bill Krosky.
I see Bill driving our Kiwanis van, and as a Kiwanian and as a member of the Kiwanis Village of Owosso Board of Directors, I'm extremely proud of that facility and pleased and proud to know so many of those wonderful residents.
Maybe the people on the radio would like to know on the side it says Geritol Express.
Yeah, well, let's see, what does Geritol spell backwards? I don't know.
Is that relief?
I got time. I don't know. The Frankenmuth Chamber of Commerce float for 1984, and isn't that a classy one? Oh my goodness, this float represents a unique community of Frankenmuth just 7 miles off from I-75 in Saginaw County. You can be part of Bavaria for a day just by leisurely walking along its freshly groomed, flower-lined streets and enjoying the old-fashioned atmosphere of Michigan's #1 family attraction.
And the two princess attendants on the float art are Martha Sergi and Lynn Vandeveer. Really going.
And, you know, little kids, I guess, probably love to see fire trucks, and we got a great one here. This is a biggie from the Owosso Fire Department, and among the finest riding in blue. And their uniforms and looking sharp. Driving the... What engine number would this be? Number 4.
Okay, Art, we now have approaching the, Genesee County Sheriff's Posse, one of the finest drill teams in Michigan. They were formed in 1953, which makes them the oldest posse in Michigan. They are self-sustaining with no cost to the sheriff's office or the taxpayer.
Well, they're still approaching. We have the color guard out front. Fine-looking horses and people riding them. Young crew riding the color guard out front here. Three horses, color guard excellent. They're getting about as lots to see this guy very pretty. And added, I think. I would imagine. I was on the farm on Abraham horse, and we had a very bad misunderstanding. He was also down in the parade. Is there communications from Roman Field area? We're getting updated on what's going on here in this parade, which is just moving quite slowly. Nobody is worried about clouds in the sky. Yeah. You know, it's amazing to me. We're not halfway through this yet. It's been going at it for about 45 minutes. This is a Owosso County 4-H horseback riding handicapers. A special effort involving 4-H, the horse industry, the intermediate school district, the handicapped community and service organizations. The therapeutic riding program is available to handicappers of all ages. We specially certified instructors use the horse as a tool to improve the students' coordination. Many awards, both as a unit and also as individuals. What are they doing? Bribing the judges?
I think some of the people in the radio would want to know why we're laughing. We have a clown dressed like a baby with a diaper that's what you'd call sort of full.
And I'd be crying too. No wonder he's called a crybaby.
Yes, I can see that. Spelling his milk also.
I guess he's crying over. He's in the right position at the parade, following the horses.
Yes, he is. He's
just sort of naturally ties in, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
It's a good thing they didn't have the scooper group behind the horses. That would ruin his act.
Yeah, ruin his act is right. Okay, we have a Owosso Speedway car now. Michigan's fastest 1/2-mile dirt track, and the all-new 1/4-mile dirt track has exciting racing every Saturday night. Located 6 miles west of Owosso on M21.
And Jim Tucker is driving a sharp-looking set of wheels there. Chrysler Plymouth Dodge dealer down in Durand.
This is all part of the Speedway.
And let's see, we got another Speedway coming here. Speedway vehicle. This one says sponsor needed. With a lady driving it, I don't think it'll take long. They'll have one.
No, sure will. She seems to be a little bit embarrassed, Art. Maybe she already has a boyfriend. Who knows? We just report the facts.
Maybe she just got a sponsor. I don't know.
Well, maybe she did.
You did say you'd pay.
Well, I got to get her name first.
Okay, here comes Oh, Mike Lewick is racing tonight, he tells me, out at the Owosso Speedway. And wow, look at this machine.
Yes, that's nice.
Riverside Pontiac Buick. That isn't one of their production models.
I don't think so.
I guess they're one of the sponsors. This is race car number 5 going by on a trailer, flatbed trailer. The Tin Lizzy unit of the Davison Shrine Club is approaching. They are so much fun. They are from the Shrine Club in Davison, Michigan, and the Elf Carafa Temple of Saginaw, and this is their first year with brand new vehicles, 13 cars and 3 tow trucks. That should be enough. Anyway, 1911 replicas of Ford Tin Lizzies, or what they're driving, Lizzies, I should have said. And they're equipped with 5 horsepower motors, electric starts, and away they go. Listen to this.
Okay, this group has just been formed this year. This is a brand new group. Obviously here for the first time because they've just been formed.
I saw one of them trying to bribe a judge while he was going by. He was talking real sweet to Kay. There you go.
And they're circling in front of us now, back and forth in a figure 8.
These little Tin Lizzies are painted in black with yellow wheels, the wood spoke wheel type of thing with a spare tire on the back and American flags on the front. And of course, the gentlemen driving them are dressed in their finest with the, what do you call the hats?
Fez.
The fez.
And there they go.
Fez.
Art, my hair keeps getting in my eyes. You know what I can do about it? What do you do?
I lost mine.
Okay.
No problem.
Just checking.
It's easy.
And did I just shot another something, whatever, a clown here.
3 people on the reviewing stand fell dead.
And we have number 50, the YWCA Youth in Action Breakdancers. The YWCA celebrates its 125th anniversary in the nation this year and looks to the future to provide quality programming for women and children from all walks of life in Shiawassee County.
They had the guy doing breakdancing down there in the corners.
And here are our breakdancers.
Hey, right in front of us here, they are doing some breakdancing.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't think I could do that.
One of our guys is wearing the glove on the right hand, doing his thing. Probably was saying this take nothing to it. One of us do it, we're dead. I know that certain parts of my anatomy don't get the same way that those are.
For the radio audience, this is hard to describe. I don't know what to say.
Well, if you've ever seen MTV or breakdancing or some of the stuff that Mr. Jackson does, Michael Jackson, I get an idea what's going on here. Cool, man, cool. Far out. And some are not so far out.
No.
In the head, if you like what you see. Did that on his belly. And this guy, I don't believe this guy. He is bouncing up and down on his backside, whirling what looks like could be a yo-yo with a flag on the end of it. And he vertically suspended himself in air on a rhythm count, putting that flag or that yo-yo device underneath him each time while remaining in a totally flat and prone position. How in the world he developed that kind of muscle? I don't know.
I wonder if his mother washes those clothes, what she uses. Jeez.
I don't know, but if I put everything together I could think of, it would blow up. Well, the Nelson House Funeral Home is represented here. We have a horse-drawn hearse. It was built in 1870 by James Cunningham. A company, I should say, in Rochester, New York, and it was originally retired from the funeral service by Downs Funeral Home in Ellensburg Depot, New York. It's restored in 1976 and pulled in the Bicentennial Parade in Butler County, Pennsylvania. Nelson House purchased the hearse in March of '81 and is pulled in many parades in Owosso and surrounding areas. The horses are owned and driven by Vern Luft of Owosso, and by the way, Vern has got a new unit that he's going to have up at Chesaning at the festival this year, and he's going to have it in this parade next year, and he's going to be able to take people on rides.
Great.
On anything that he's got going.
All right, I guess
later.
I better mention that already passed in front of us the Corona VFW number 4005 Honor Guard, and they kind of got by us there a little bit.
Right, I talk too much. Besides, they aren't on my list in the normal rotation.
Well, yeah.
Here comes
changes.
Our sweetheart Big Sugar here, wherever the copy for that one is. 53.
Yes, Art, that is the float with a 5-foot sugar bag. Big Chief Sugar for the sweet times.
Hi, Chief.
A product of Monitor Sugar Company, Bay City, Michigan. In 1983, it won awards at Cherry Festival, also in Bay City and Munger. And that is a first-time entry in our parade here, and we're glad to have you.
Yeah. As I say, how sweet it is.
Yes.
Now, it looks like to me, we have some more activity coming down the street here. The Shiawassee Shrine Club Fire Brigade, the 1936 LaFrance fire truck back down the street a ways yet. The fire brigade takes the form of some small vehicles as well as one of the larger full-fledged fire trucks, and quite a few Shriners marching in the parade. Hi, Joel. You're looking great.
84.
You have to get a new uniform. Hi, Walt. Hi. Oh, we got a lot of local guys in this one that would be well known if I could say all their names fast enough. Some of my fellow Kawanians here and some of the retailers and people in various businesses in our community. And,
Do we know?
oh, no. More Shriners coming in a fine luxury automobile driven by a man well known to our community, Mr. David Lorian in the Department of Social Service. You got your radio on, David? Turn it up a little bit. I can't hear. Okay, thank you. Now the fire brigade unit includes that real fire truck, Bob, with a
yes,
whole
it
bunch
does.
of Shriners on it. I would expect